Good afternoon, everyone. It is just gone 12 o'clock, and today is our scrapbooking spotlight video, and I hope that you'll really enjoy this. One thing I can tell you when I'm doing scrapbooking as opposed to card making, scrapbooking is a really personal thing, and I get to show you photos of, it's about documenting our lives, right, or special moments, things that we've people who are close, or things that we've done, or things that photos that you want to honor. That's what scrapbooking is all about. So today I'm going to be showing you quite a few things. You might get to see a few sides of my life you haven't seen before, and I'm going to show you something a little bit different. Normally on a Wednesday scrapbooking spotlight, I do this the first Wednesday of every month. Normally the video that I do involves a kit, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. Hello. How is everyone today? Hi, Roz. Hi, Kerry. Maureen is here. Siobhan, hello. Siobhan, I believe you and Kerry have a connection. I learned that last week at our Zoom meeting, so that's exciting. Who else do we have here? Joy, hello. Oh, Joy, you said you were early today. That's okay. There's no such thing as late. You just come when you come, and you're always welcome. It's lovely to have you with us. Margaret, hello. Nurture, Nourish, Replenish. What a great name. You're watching on the TV again. I'm sorry. Now, do I know who that is, or is that somebody new to us? So I'm not familiar with the Nurture, Nourish, Replenish name, but maybe we know you as something else. Please say hello. Introduce yourself. And I think that's everyone. Oh, hello, Lani. And Ruth is here. Hey, Ruth. Did you get my message, Ruth, about we'll have to have a little chat over the next few days. I'll give you a buzz and we can talk about what we're doing later in the month at your workshop. So that would be great. All right, so let's go. I'm going to show you today, instead of doing a kit today I'm doing a layout with some memories and more cards. And I want to show you how versatile these are and how you can use them in your scrapbooking on a general normal. When I say a normal page, I'm talking about a 12 by 12 inch page. That's the normal size layouts. Now, you don't have to scrapbook in 12 by 12 format. You can scrapbook in A4 if you want to. There's 8 by 8, there's 6 by 6, and there's 6 by 8. There's a whole bunch of different options for you. And one of the things that we have every catalog and always in the online exclusives are these things. These are memories and more cards. And I'm using the ones out of our latest mini catalog, the Christmas one called Joyful Days, Memories and More card pack. Okay, now if you're looking for these, let's switch over to the desk and I'll show them to you in the book. If you're looking for these, they are here at the front of our catalog. So this is the current mini catalog, and they're on page, I think they're 15. Let me double check that. Oh, look, no, I'm wrong. It's not page 15 at all. I should have checked the page number before I started. Let me turn to the index and see. Peaceful Days Creeping. No. Come on, Linda. Where is it? Well, I can't see it. You know what? We're going to find it. Does anyone know where they are? They're not where I thought they were, but I know they're in here. This is them anyway. These. All right. So I've actually got an open pack and I've got a brand new pack. And I'm going to be doing this tomorrow at our scrapbooking class, the one I do in the Hunter Valley every other month. It's the first Thursday. Here they are, page 13. I was close. Yeah, there you go. Page 13. And you can see what they've done with them here. They've used them in some 6 by 8. I'll call it Project Lifestyle pages, even though we did have a collaboration with Project Life a few years ago, which is Becky Higgins's Project Life card kind of scrapbooking, which is very, very quick and easy for people who just want to get a whole ton of photos done really fast. Okay, you haven't got the time to be getting real creative. You just want to stick some. And I'm going to actually show you a couple of examples. We do still sell the 6 by 8 albums. Okay, and this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a 6x8 album. I'm a bit embarrassed to show you the front of this one. I need to recover it because it's gotten some marks and bits and pieces on it. So I need to actually pretty it up. But this is one I did of our photos from Christmas photos from a few years back. Okay, you can see Ben there. He's got a red tongue from eating probably some sort of Zupa Duper or something like that. This was the 24th, and I was making some pavlova. I've got some pictures of a mango tray because we always used to get a mango tray for Christmas. So these are the sorts of things. And if I go back, you can see I've got some pieces to fill in. I've got some extra photos to pop in. But, I mean, just look at Emma and Cookie. Oh, my goodness. Look how pretty he was and how pretty she was too. She still is. But these are just beautiful to have these lovely memories. Okay, and you can see I could write more in some of these. This was Emma's year 6 school end of school dinner. How gorgeous is that, with some of her lovely friends and then her teacher. And over here, while Emma was at that, Ben and I were at Avoca Beach climbing the rocks, hanging out in the rock pools. So yeah, it's just a really great way of commemorating a holiday or a season or something like that, right? So, oh, Kate, I didn't realize that was you. That's okay. I'm so sorry, but don't feel like you have to change it. That's completely fine. All right. So these, like I said, these are like some personal photos going back some years. Look, some of the kids, Ben's creative drawings, and he made a Christmas tree out of Lego. There you go. So yeah, all of these fun things. And you can document a period of time or a special occasion or all sorts of stuff. But we do still sell these. Okay, so you can buy the 6x8 albums if you want to do. So this is one, and this was using a scrapbooking kit, Memories and More kit we had then. And I actually made, this is a little shaker I made by just putting it into one of our medium clear envelopes. Okay, and then you can see it's got some little sequins and things in it just to make it a little bit more fun. So you can have a lot of fun with these. You still can get creative and crafty, and I've actually sealed it all off with dotty washi tape. That's how I made that go in there. But it's just a bit of fun, and it's a great way of doing things very quickly. Okay, so just wanted to show you that. And as another example, so this is a plain one that I used to document our wedding, and I did one for my mother-in-law and one for my mother. And my mum has since passed away. She went in 2017, and some of you know my dad left us in February of this year. So it's been this has come back to me. So this used to be on their shelf, but now that they're both gone, it's come back to me. So I still have it. And this actually shows you some of the lovely pages. So you can see it's branded Project Life, but we still sell the Stampin' Up, same thing. Okay. And in a pack of these, and I think probably 2 packs would be enough to do an album like this. And I'm just going to tell you, a variety pack of 6x8 pages, photo pocket pages, is $11. I think 2, so $22 would get you enough to do a whole album. Okay. And you get one of this full-size piece, which I think makes a lovely cover page, right? It's really, really nice. And I just put the date and some sparkly letters on there, because everything on the day was like a teal blue and grey, and that sort of went really nicely with that. So and I used one of our Project Life kits, Memories and More kits, that used to have some silver and white, which went really, really nicely. So I've done a couple of the big 6x8 photos on that page, and like I said, there are 2 full ones of those. There are 3 that are like this: 1, 2, 3, 4 3x4 sheets. Sorry, 4 3x4 photos will fit in this, and you get 3 of those in a pack. You get 3 like this, and then you get 3 the other way. That and you also get 2 of these ones that have the doubles, the 4x6s. So you get a really good collection. Okay, and I'm just sort of leafing through really, really quickly. this is the other direction with the big one, the 4x6 at the top and the 2 3x4s at the bottom. Okay, so if this is giving anybody ideas about how you could put together some really nice, to celebrate an occasion or a holiday or something that you particularly want to celebrate, this is a great way to do it. Okay, so, there you go. And this is also another nice idea. If you've got a big photo and it's not people's faces that you're chopping up, you can chop up other things. So this was our cake, and I did this as a 6x8 and then chopped it into the 3x4s and a 1 4x6, so that I could put the whole thing in one page. And I actually really like that. Even though it's chopped up, I think it comes together really, really nicely. So, it's just a really different way of doing some scrapbooking to honor a particular occasion, and it makes a beautiful gift. And I know my mother-in-law loves hers, and my mum loved hers as well. So that's my mum and my dad with Ben there. So yeah, anyway, I just thought you might like to see that, because it gives you some ideas of how you can use these cards in a 6x8 album, which is really how they were intended to be used. Okay, however, we're not using them like that today. Okay, I'm going to be using these cards, but instead of using these pocket pages, I'm going to do a 12x12 layout. Okay, so you can see I've got 2 packs of this. That's because we're doing this page at my scrapbooking class tomorrow, my in-person class, and I'm going to be using a white 12x12 base. Okay, so this is just basic white cardstock, and this is a nice base for our scrapbooking. Okay, so I thought, well, what photos do I want to have? It's a Christmas theme, and you're going to love these photos, because I pulled out a couple of photos of Mr. Crumpet and Mr. Merlot. There he is at the back, hiding up there. He's always hiding. Well, no, he's not always, but if there's no one around, he'll just lie with his, belly up anywhere he pleases. But, when there's people around, he'll hide. So this is Crumpy and Merlot in the Christmas tree, and I just thought these would be, thank you, Maureen. I thought it was a nice keepsake as well. All right, so these are the ones I'm going to do. I've got 2 portrait photos. You could easily do this with landscape photos as well. And let's pull in some pictures. Now, there was another picture, but it was the colors in this, and it tells you on the back what the colors are. The colors in this are cherry cobbler is the red, so it's a dark red, mossy meadow, old olive, secret sea, and strawberry slush. And you're thinking, strawberry slush, what's that doing in there? Because there are some pinky tones in it as well. Okay, so cherry cobbler and pinky tones and cherry cobbler and mossy meadow they just all look really amazingly good together. So I decided I was going to do this on here, and then I went looking for photos that were now here we can kind of get away with it. Here it's looking a little bit more shaded spruce, but I think we're still going to get away with it, whereas this photo was very shaded spruce. Okay, and I decided, even though I really love this photo of Crumpy looking up into the tree, I decided that really didn't go so well with these like mossy meadow tones. So I abandoned that one, and I'll do something else with that one. All right, so got my photos ready to go. I need to make sure I have both of these pussycats in the photo. I don't want to be covering up anybody. And, I could probably, we'll see. I mean, like, there's not much going on in this. So if I decide I'm going to have them like on an angle, that would probably be the way I go. But I haven't decided that for sure yet. I'm still playing around with this idea. So let's have a look at our cards. And I'm going to go through them first. Once we actually start scrapbooking, it won't take very long. Okay, this is going to come together really, really fast. So what I did notice about this set is there are more of, like it used to be, you get 2 of each design. There are many more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, all the same. And it says Merry Christmas, so I could use that as my word on my page if I wanted to. And on the back, we have like a tartan, which is that cherry cobbler in there. Okay, so that looks really, really great. Then we have like a wreath, which also looks really good. And on the back of that one, we've got some little trees, like watercolor trees down the bottom. And this grid area, I actually really like writing on these. So if you decide that you want to do any journaling, this would be a really great place to journal. Oh, thank you. Thanks so much, Cheryl. I really appreciate that. I'm glad you like the ideas. Awesome. Right, so I'm just going to go through, and I've got 6 of those. So I have 4 people coming, possibly 5, to my class tomorrow. So there's plenty in just one of these to do for everybody. If I had a bigger class, I might need to break into the second set, but I don't need to. So I don't think I will unless I suddenly get an influx of people coming tomorrow. And this one, once again, nice spot for journaling. And on the back, we've got some green and cherry cobbler. Well, actually, it's mossy meadow, old olive, and cherry cobbler, kind of a rough tartan. Kind of interesting, right? So let's put those there. This one says Joyful Days, which is where it gets its name from. This is the name of the Memories and More kit. And on the back, like a grungy, sludgy kind of a mossy meadow design, which actually I really like. Okay. And let's put that one, put those in here. And then we have one that's just trees. That's nice, isn't it? And on the back of that, we have a Christmas cheer. Now, you can make cards with these as well. Don't think you can't, okay? These make fantastic, quick and easy cards. So that's another option for you if you've got these. And this one here, you actually get to see you've got the cherry cobbler and the pink together. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's like the 2 colors. Those are 2 colors I would never have thought to put together, and yet somehow it works. So, and you've got old olive and mossy meadow in here as well. Now, it did say there was secret C in here, and I'm wondering, where is the secret C? Is there a little bit of it maybe in the leaves here? Oh, I guess that's what that bit is, that little dot, and the word here is secrecy. So that's interesting. There's not much of it, but just enough to make it interesting. And let's have a look at the big cards. Did I look at the back of those? Back of that one? Oh, the back one of this one, okay, is a sludgy in the red and in pink together. That's really interesting. I actually really like them. I just think they're really interesting pieces. Now, these, do we have as many pieces of these as we do of the others? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we do. There's 6 of these as well. All right, so we've got Most Wonderful Time of the Year. This is a 4x6 size, same size as the average photograph. And on the back, we have a writing space and some grungy mossy meadow down the side. Hello, Teresa from Arizona. Nice to have you with us. Now, I love this design. This is really nice. It's got like a journaling spot to write messages on, and then you've got like some watercolor trees in the corner. Isn't that nice? Really, really nice. And on the back, ooh, sludgy again. I'm calling it sludgy. I don't know why. It reminds me of, they've scraped it across. I just feel like that's really nice. And you've got your strawberry slush and your cherry cobbler together. Isn't that interesting? And then let's put that one down. We've got some more trees. Oh, okay. So another 6. So there's 3 different designs, double-sided designs in the 4x6s. There's more designs in the 3x4s. So these are just some beautiful trees. These would look lovely, and these would go really nicely with my photos. And on the back, we've got like a tartan, or plaid, as the US girls like to say. You love the back of the cards. Yeah, I know, right? They're really, really nice. So these are really interesting designs, and you could get these to work if you, this is obviously a Christmassy design, but I mean, if you had just a, I don't know, if you're in you're in the woods, you could use these kind of things for woodsy designs as well. Alaska photos. You could use Alaska photos with some of those. So, yeah, there's lots and lots of things you can use these for. There is a nice big thick backing piece at the back to protect them in their packet. But there we go. All right. So I looked at these cards and I thought to myself, what colors are going to go with this? And I decided I would rather go towards the green than towards the red. So that's just a personal choice. You might decide you want to go with the red. Okay, so we have various different designer series paper packs that have red and green and the different colors, I looked at the traditions of Christmas first, and it's got this beautiful old olive. There's also like a checkered design. I didn't grab that out, but let me grab one. There's a checkered design like this one as well, right? So this one here, those would go nicely with this because you can see that light green that pulls in that color. Okay, so if you wanted to go more light, then the old olive is probably going to be your thing. But I'm not going with that one. I've decided to go with the Mossy Meadow, and I decided to pull in the Brush with Beauty paper this side. Okay, so we've got this to me is like looks like a painted design, and we can have it going down or we can have it going across, but I'm actually thinking of using it here on my page, and I'm going to cut this. I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to cut this at the 4-inch mark. Now remember, paper is 12 inches across, 12 by 12. So if you're cutting at 3 inches, you're going to get 4 across. If you're cutting at 4 inches, you're going to get 3 across. Okay, so I wanted to have a 4-inch piece, and that's going to go down here on my page like so. But I want to give it a bit of texture, and I decided to rough up the edges a little bit. So I started doing this by just coming in with my fingernails. You can also use a pair of scissors, and we're going to just rough up those edges a little bit. And if it rips a bit, that's okay. I'm all right with that. All right, so if you don't like the rip look, then this might not be for you. You might just want to stick it straight down, and that's fine too. But I'm actually ripping as I go and grunging it up a little bit because I've decided that I like the sort of grungy aspects of this pack. So I want to use that. All right, can you see I've kind of got this roughed up edge now? All right, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So and I think it is easier to do. You can do it with your fingernail, but it's definitely easier to do with a pair of scissors. And I'm just going to kind of, I'd like a little bit to be ripped here and there. So I'm just taking my time, and we're just going to, and this is just going to make it a little bit more interesting than it might have been otherwise. But if you don't like this, and I know some people don't like the grungy ripped look, then don't do it. Just stick it down. Okay. All right. A little bit more grungy up here. Now let me look and see. Yeah, actually, I don't mind that. That's pretty good. All right. So that's going to end up on my piece of paper right across here, or probably a couple of inches in from the end, but on one side. Okay. So let me think about my cards now, and I'm keeping my photos close for reference. All right. And I'm going to do, I may end up using a Merry Christmas, although I have a Christmas stamp. I thought for this lot, I would bring in the, let me find it quickly. Is it Kindest Expressions? No, it's not. Give me one moment, you guys. Interesting. Oh, here it is. Keeping Traditions is what it's called. This is one. I love this big Christmas stamp, which means I won't need this Merry Christmas, but I could use the back. I like the tartans, so that might be a go. Let's pull the tartan out. I do like that one. I do like this grungy look, but I also like the tree. So, and you can use two if you want to. So, you could use the front of one and then the back of the same one, because you have lots of them, so you've got lots of room to work with. If I decide I want to do some journaling, I like this bit here. Let me see what else I like the look of. I feel like that might be a little bit too green with this, so I'm not going to do that one. I do like the trees. And I do like this. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to have a bit of a play, and we're going to see what we like the look of. All right. Now, we'll probably end up covering up some of our ripped bits. That's okay. If you're, I might decide that I want to have them like here. And I might decide, so I'm going to arrange them around the place. But I'm not sticking anything down yet because I'm going to do some other fun things to the background. Now, I don't know that the red looks right currently. All right. Let's move that over. Now, if I wanted to use any of the big pieces, which I don't know yet whether I do, but if I was going to use any of them, I like these guys. So I could have this going right across the bottom here. And I'm just playing. So a lot of scrapbooking is just playing around and working out where you want things to go. And that's fine. All right. And I'm just watching, making sure that no one's written any comments. All right. So we have this beautiful Keeping Traditions kit stamp set. This one is actually meant to go with the Keeping Traditions scrapbook workshop kit, which I used last month at my class, and everyone really liked it. The words magic would go with my cards to my page today. The word Christmas, obviously, is going to go really well. We've got holly and jolly. We've got some little holly leaves here. We've got the word celebrate. We've got traditions, fa la la. I like fa la la. December documented. So this is really meant to go. It's more of a scrapbooking stamp set rather than a card making stamp set. Of course, you could use it for cards as well. But let me have a little think here about what I might want to do. So if I was to have one of these up here now, at the moment I'm putting this on straight. And obviously I'm going to be moving things around because of the photos. I want to accommodate my photos. And then, you know, I could have, but then if I do that, I'm going to lose quite a few of my trees. I've still got some trees, but I would lose some. So I don't know. What are we thinking? What do people think about this idea so far? Does the red look out of place? I feel like the red might be a bit strange. The other thing I can do is I can put them on an angle. You know, I could have them like this, but I'm not so keen on that. He looks so intent in this photo. It's such a great photo. Now, this is a couple of years ago, actually. In fact, last year we didn't even put up a tree. We had a little tiny, and we at the moment just our only tree up is a like one that's about, it's a little tiny tree, and it lights up and it sits on our dining table. At the moment, that's the only one we have. All right. So I want to have a space here, and that could be a really great place for our Christmas piece. The thing is, do I want to have, I'm just going to pull this out. See, I could turn that over and we could go tartan if we wanted to. And I feel like the cards are going to need a mat of some kind. So that could be a go. This is a good journaling block. And I'm just, red too much contrast. Do you think this red or both of them? Do we just stick with the greens and not worry about the reds? That's what Teresa is saying. Maybe the red is too much contrast. Another option would be I could do a red mat around these, and that could be the bulk of the red. Do you know what I mean? So what if I was to put that up there? It does look better without the red. And I agree. I think maybe we need less. Less is maybe more. If I was only doing one photograph, definitely I would want another one. The tartan is better, you think? Oh, you mean this one is better than the other red? Right. Well, I could put this in if I wanted to. And I could have that over there. What do we think? Do we like the way this is going? And I'm thinking I could, if I'm going to put a mat around these, my choices would be black. I could do a black mat. I could do an old olive mat, which would be a lighter green, or I could do a cherry cobbler mat. What do we think? You like the tartan? Thanks, Joy. Yeah, look, I think it looks better than, let's just go with it. I'm going to try cherry cobbler for the mat, and we'll see how that looks. And then that might be enough red. A cherry cobbler is a Regal, so I'm just going into my Regal scrap drawer. And I don't have any big enough pieces, so I need to actually pull out a piece of red from my. So this is the red. Let's have a look and see how these look with a mat behind that is red. All right, so I'm going to measure, because these photos are 6 by 4. My cherry cobbler mat is going to be 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So that's the size I'm measuring. And the other thing is you could have one photo with a mat and one without. So I'm thinking this one probably needs a mat. What do we think about it on the red? I actually like that. I think that looks good. Oh, good, Cheryl. You haven't watched these before. Cheryl, it's just fun, okay? So you're basically playing with your photos and working out what is going to do them the most justice. I don't want to make my pages so busy that I lose the focus on the photos, all right? Because if I do that, what's the point? I mean, you can do beautiful creative layouts, and that's great, but you still want your photos to be the highlight. You still want your photos to be the star of the show. All right, I'm liking that. And I can decide whether I want to put this card on top or underneath. And then I need to decide, do I want this one on a mat as well? I think I do. Yeah, it looks good on the red, doesn't it? All right, so let's do this one. Yeah, they do. They look really nice on there. It gives them a more finished look. So, but you notice I haven't glued anything to the white yet. And that's by design, because I may want to do some stamping or other creative things with it before I start gluing it down. So I'm just getting ready to glue down. I'll show you the other page that we're making in the class tomorrow. So I do this class at Pecolman up in the Hunter Valley at my friend Louise's cafe. And she's amazing. She has this wonderful cafe. She's an awesome person. And I love working with her. And I've been doing classes up there now for close on 10 years. So this is the other page that we're doing. And this is using one of our scrapbooking workshop kits right now called Lovely Florals. I really liked the oranges, and they go really, really nice. Those colors go really, really nice with my photos this is when I was in Vegas last month, and we went to Red Rock Canyon, which is just outside of Vegas, and it was just magical. They're right on sunset, and so I've got all these lovely oranges. You can see the beautiful oranges in the rocks, hence why it's called Red Rock. And so this is just using a scrapbooking layout straight from the kit. I did change it slightly, a little bit, but mostly I followed the instructions and just did it as the kit said. There's actually a second page that we'll be doing tomorrow as well, but with these same colors. So I hope that for those of you who are coming tomorrow, if anyone's watching, and I know there's probably a couple of people, then that's what you'll need to think about, photos that will go with that page. All right, so when I look at these, how do you know which one to overlap? You look for an area like here. I've got a bit of carpet here that I really don't need to be in my photo. So this one has tinsel, and that doesn't really need to be there either, but I'm going to choose tinsel over carpet, and that's why this one will overlap. Okay, and then this is going to overlap once again, go over the carpet, and that's how the rough layout of my page is coming together. All right, so remember I said we haven't stuck anything down yet. If you want to do any stamping or anything like that on your page, you need to give that some thought before you start gluing things down, because sometimes it's really nice to have a bit of stamping coming out from behind. Now, I wish I had a set. It's called something Swirls. Let me quickly tell you what it's called, because I was thinking earlier, gee, I wish I had that set. That would have been nice. It's called Swirled Designs, okay? It's a stamp set, $34, and it's got some really nice grungy kind of, and we've got some really fantastic stamp sets that will work so well for scrapbooking coming in the January catalog. Can you believe the January catalog is out next month? Okay, that's just stupid to me. I can hardly believe that it's December. So I went looking to see, well, what else have I got in my collection that would provide us with some nice background pieces. Well, I looked at this one. This is actually on our last chance list. This is decorative trees, and we've got like this kind of little dotty one here. It's got some swirls. We've got some stars. This is a great one to add to the background of a page around the photos and so forth. So this is the one I probably will end up using, but I've brought out some others as well. I love this little dotty effect here, and I love these little stars. I think these like little starbursts, aren't they? I thought that this would be fantastic, and I'm going to put that one aside as well. The Peaceful Days set. Love this. It's got tiny little grouping of stars here, and you could have a lot of fun with that. You could have little bits of, branches coming out from behind things. That would be nice, but I'm not using that one today. Beautiful Motifs has this kind of scribble design, and that would be really nice coming out from behind things, but I'm not using that one today. And then, of course, we've got Keeping Traditions, which we have this lovely big Christmas. And we also have, magic and joy and all these other things that will go beautiful with our design. So I decided to use these two. I like this stamp here, so I'm going to put that on a block. And I love the little stars, and I like these little grungy looks. Okay, I do want to show you, and I did, let me see. Let's see where it is. I want to show you this one as well. It's called Nature's, let me find it. Nature, oh no, that's not right. Where is it? It's in our new catalog, and it's Nature's something. The paper's called Nature's Walk, and I showed you yesterday a card I made with it. Remember this one? Okay, so it's this one here that has this set with the leaves and everything, and see this grungy stamp here. And I thought that is fantastic for scrapbooking corners. I love that idea. So that is the one that I'm thinking I would like to use, but I've decided to use stuff that's current today because I don't want to use something you can't even buy yet, right? But those would all be great suggestions. Nature's Symphony. Why am I having trouble saying the word symphony? I don't know. All right, so I'm actually going to grab this one, and I'm going to grab this stamp, and then this one I'm going to grab this starburst. I really like both of those. And I'm going to grab my blocks. So decorative trees, like I said, it's last chance. I believe it is marked down. I think it's 10% off from memory. We have a lot. Did everyone realize that the last chance list got updated yesterday? And we have a whole ton of stuff, and especially a lot of stuff from the mini catalog that's going. So once upon a time, we used to call it the retired list. These days now, it's called the last chance list. And that went out yesterday. So if you are looking to get some things, now might be a really good time because a lot of stuff is marked down. All right, and then also the little starburst. Let me find a block for that. I still have block A hanging around, but block B is the smallest block we now sell. And I'm going to put this one on that. Where is it? Here it is. This is a great little set. This is in our mini catalog, this one, Sunshine Vibes. Super nice. You can do lots of fun things with that. All right. I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow. And we have a rough idea of where everything is going to go. All right. Now, I do want to make sure before I position this all down that my Christmas is going to fit down here in this corner because that's what I want it to do. So I'm going to grab that. Oh, let me have a look. Yeah, fits beautifully. I thought it would. I'm going to pull that off. Yeah, that's true. The red does make the baubles and the other bits of red stand out a lot more, doesn't it? Which is good. That's what we wanted. Let's see. Have I got another H block? Yes, I do. Fits beautifully on that block. Right. Now, I'm going to use Mossy Meadow for some of these bits and pieces. And I think because the color is in there, I think maybe the Secret C for other bits. So maybe the Secret C for the stars. That's Secret C, these dot bits there. Maybe Secret C for the starbursts. But I think Mossy Meadow for these little lines. And I think Secret C for my Christmas as well. So let's start with Christmas. I know I want that down the bottom right-hand corner. So that makes sense. And then I'm going to put that right here. Right in that corner there. So everything else will kind of go around that. Isn't that a beautiful Christmas word? I love that. That is so nice. All right. So I'm going to close that up so I don't stick my fingers in it. And I'm going to grab my Mossy Meadow and I'm going to start doing some of these like little stripy lines kind of. And I'm going to put some of these around. So you're keeping these bits and pieces kind of in place just so you have a rough idea of where everything's going to go. And then I'm going to have some more down here. Let's see. I would like to have some over here. So start with 3. We know that generally speaking, odd numbers work really well when it comes to this kind of thing. I'd like one coming out from here. So I'm going to move that. I'm going to have that right there. So just a rough placement. It's not precise right now. And I have decided I'm not going to have my pussycats on an angle. I would like them to be straight. I'm just moving stuff around. I'm going to have one more of these. I'm just deciding where that should go. I'm thinking right about here. All right. Okay. Now, the stars and the starburst can be added at the end. These ones needed to go down first because some of them are going to be disappearing under things. So I'm actually, the first thing I am going to put down will be my Mossy Meadow piece. I'm actually going to go, we'll pretend about the other side, of course, we're not worried about that, but I'm actually going to do some glue. Now, here's a little trick and tip for your scrapbooking pages. Don't go too close to the edges when you're adding glue. A couple of reasons. One, if you want to slide something in underneath an edge, it's better if you haven't put your glue all the way to the edge, okay? Otherwise, you won't be able to slide stuff, okay? If you also stay away from the edge, especially if you're using liquid glue, if it squeezes out a little bit, it doesn't come out from behind. So I'm actually going to have this, like I said, about a couple of inches away from the corner. And I want it to be straight. So I'm using my grid. I'm putting this on my lines, my glass mat. And so that's starting from that line there, and it's going all the way to the top. All right, that should be straight. All right, this one is going to end up here. This one is going to end up down in this corner. We've got Crumpy here, and I think here that will go over the top. We've got Merlot peeking out there from behind, so I want to make sure he gets some. And then this guy. Now, I'm still not sure about this one. All right, I haven't decided for sure that I want this up here, but I'm thinking about it. And then this guy here. How's it coming? What do you think? Do we like the way this is coming together? And do we need this one? Should we have something else going on here? Maybe something else. Sometimes less is more. Okay, so, I mean, I could move that over a little bit. We could have our... Hi there, Glenda. Nice to see you. All right, so I'm deciding whether I want, and the thing is, do I want to do journaling? Is it necessary? Maybe I'm better off with just the trees on here. Maybe we don't want this one. I'm feeling like maybe not. I'm thinking maybe not. All right, but I still want to have, I do like how this is coming together, but I still want to have some like little sparkles and stars. I want to do that. We also could add some other things. For example, we could add, we could add some holly leaves and some little berries or something like that if we wanted to. But what do we think? I think that looks, this piece I've decided it's going to be right. So those trees are nice too. But I think just having that little bit more, that pop of color is good. So let's grab this and add some glue around the outside. Did everyone manage to get, I think I asked this question already yesterday, did everyone manage to get some adhesives in the Black Friday sale? It was such a good price, right? So good. All right, so making sure that that is lined up and parallel before I push it down. And then this one, I think over the top or underneath? Maybe underneath. Blades and blends as well. You did well, Katrina. Awesome. So if you are looking for very quick and easy start to your scrapbooking passion, let's call it hobby, then cards like this are a great way to start. Okay, it can be a really, really good way to get you going. All right, this one will be next. And let's, can you see I'm staying well away from the edges? I just want to make sure that, and scrapbooking is kind of a work in progress. You play around with it, you decide you do want something, you don't want something, or it just comes together gradually. All right, this one next. Now, something you could do if you wanted to, and it would look really nice, is you could add a shaker, okay? And remember I showed you that shaker that I did with the washi tape and the 6x4 card, and that fitted in my album? Hang on, if you've missed it, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, this is a shaker. So I put it in one of our clear envelopes, the self-adhesive ones, and added some little bits of bling and stuff. So this is a Memories and Ball card that's encased, and then I've actually put washi tape all the way around to make sure those sequins don't ever fall out. And you could add something like that to your scrapbooking layout as well. Something a bit fun, a fun element. So there's lots of fun ideas. You got some Tombow refills, blades along with blenders to top up your stocks. Excellent. We love that. All right. So I'm deciding. See, now I could, because I didn't go too close to the edge, I could slide this underneath if I wanted to, but I don't know that I do. I think I want it a little bit higher out. Right. I'm thinking about moving that up a tiny bit. a little higher, because I'm not quite done with my Merry Christmas or my Christmas. Okay, so we've got Christmas. Obviously, it's Christmas. We're still going to add some little stars and little starbursts, but I also want, I could do, so I've got here on my desk some basic white card. Let me grab my scissors and let me see. I want just some, oh no, that's an envelope. That's not basic white cardstock. All right, let me grab an actual piece of basic white, because I want to, I've got basic white thick, but I don't want basic white thick. I want just normal basic white. So I'll grab some out of my scrap box. And what I'm going to do here, we want to have, okay, I could stamp the word Merry and cut it out and add it to this, which I think would look really nice. Or we could do Magic Christmas. We could do, I could just do a fa la la to go with this. But I was thinking originally of doing a Merry and then cutting it out and adding it here over the top of this. I thought that would look nice. Oh, hey, Helen. Nice to see you. Yeah, I think the red behind the photos was the right choice. It really makes them stand out, doesn't it? So I'm glad we did that. All right. What else have I got? Also, I was having a look at that set that we used a moment ago, the decorative trees. There's an Oh Christmas tree. That would have worked somewhere on this page as well, wouldn't it? Oh Christmas tree. Let me see. What else have I got? I've got Merry here in the, and I've got Merry here, which almost kind of, I kind of wanted to mix my fonts, whereas that Merry kind of goes with this, but I wanted to have like a straight Merry, or if I had the word Naughty Christmas, I could write the word Naughty Christmas. That would be right. Both cats are looking pretty merry. You think so, Elizabeth? All right. Maybe I will stick with Merry then. But I'm just looking to see if I had any other stamp sets that had the word Merry in them that would go really nicely with this. But I don't think I do. That's why I bought the traditional label set, because I realized I was short on Christmas greetings this year. I didn't have enough. So I'm going to do the Merry from here. And let me add it to a block. And I'm going to stamp it. So I'm going to keep that there just so everyone can see what we're doing. I'm going to stamp it on just basic white. Straightening the bent one. I did think about that, Helen. I could. Let's try. And if it doesn't work, well, then we won't do that. But see what Helen means when she says try straightening bent one. See how it's curvy? It's a curvy Merry. And I wonder if we can straighten it. That's one of the advantages of photopolymer stamps, is that you can mess around with them and make them a different shape. So let me, well, you know what it does? It works really well. So yeah, I'm going to do a Merry, a bent Merry, but I'm going to do it straight. Can you see I've straightened it on the block? All right, let's try that. Oh, it's still a tiny, tiny bit bent, but that's not bad. Let me try one more time. It's not terrible. This one's better. That's just a little bit straighter. Okay, so I'm going to use my scissors. It doesn't even matter if it's not even super straight with the scissors. You could use your trimmer if you're very worried about it being straight. But I usually, if I'm just going to cut around a word like this, I just want it to, I want it to look hand cut. So you could even cut it on an angle if you wanted to. Make it look like it's meant to be like that. Thanks, Helen. That worked really well. All right. So now I've got my Mary here. And that looks good. I'm going to use a couple of mini dimensionals to pop that up. Not that you, oh, actually, you know what? I'm just going to use the edges of my normal dimensionals, because that's a good way to use the edges up behind a long, skinny something. I'm just going to put, and I'm going to do it. Am I going to do it on, oh, I'll do it on an angle like that. Make it crooked. Do we like it crooked, or should I have done it straight? You guys can tell me. You like that? Good. All right. So I'm going to go back in with my Secret C again. And I'm going to add some stars. So these stars are from the Decorative Tree set. This one right here. Okay. Right. Once again, don't forget, this set is currently on last chance. And turn your stamp, when you're doing this, turn your stamp a little bit so that they don't look all identical. I'm going to have, here we go. Those stars just make a difference, don't they? They look really cool. And I'm going to have some of these little starbursts as well from the Sunshine Vibe set. Now, if you want a lighter one than that, you could not re-ink it and it'll be lighter. Okay. I didn't quite stamp that properly, but that's, oh, you know what? I'm going to fix, see how like I actually made some of them. I didn't quite stamp this side. Can you see that? Not that it really matters, but can you see I missed it? So easy to fix that. We grab our matching marker and I'm just going to fix it. There we go. That looks better. Now, I like to journal. I always think journaling is super important. I've talked to you guys about this before. If you don't like your handwriting, you have a couple of options. The first option is you could print out something that you want to say with your computer, print it out, and then cut it out and add it to your page. The second option is to get over it, okay? Because only one person has your handwriting, and that's you, okay? And my thinking is your handwriting is very important to someone. Someone loves to see something that you've written, okay? And I just feel that so many people say, oh, I don't like my writing, but it's yours. It's yours. And some of you have heard me say this before. In the last 6 months of my dad's life, he couldn't write anymore. His hands just didn't work the way they used to, okay? And it was really, really sad because he had kept a diary, a handwritten diary every single day of his life as long as I can remember. And he couldn't do it anymore. He had to stop in about August. That's when the last entry is, and his writing was getting really spidery and hard to read because he just couldn't control his fingers the way he wanted to. His writing is so precious. And I remember I turned over one of the photos that we did on one of these videos one time. It was a photo of my parents' wedding. And I didn't realize until I went to glue the photo down that my dad had written on the back of the photo. And I couldn't glue it down. I used a flip flap to actually make it so that I didn't have to glue the photo down because I didn't want to cover up his writing. Can I please encourage you? Don't be afraid of your writing. Your writing is fine. It's yours, and it means a lot to someone. I wish anything I could have my dad write some more things for me. And unfortunately, that's not possible, but you are still around and you can write on your pages. Okay, so just do it. Get over it and remember that it's your writing and it's something that's uniquely yours. Yeah, exactly. You miss your mum and dad's handwriting. Exactly right. Oh, Helen, that's awesome. My mum used to sit and write recipe books all day long. She loved doing that. That's a fantastic idea. Yeah, it's not the words. Yeah, it is the words, but the handwriting is also important. Okay, both. I think both are right. All right, what did we think? Am I going to call this a finished page? Do we like it? It's very simple. It's just a few cards, another piece that we've grunged up a bit. We covered up a lot of those edges, but the ones that are showing, I'm going to grunge them up a little bit more because I want that to show that I actually took the time to do that. If you didn't want to cover it up, we could keep the photos away from those edges, but I actually really like it. And then it just looks really nice. Fold it back. You could, if you wanted to, add bling or embellishments to this. I would keep them pretty flat to go into an album. I think that, we've got some beautiful embellishments. We do have some, like, for example, the Traditions of Christmas. These are flat. Okay, so they're sparkly, but they would be, you could use the green ones, the old olive, and they would go nicely on this page. Or we have got some flat embellishments like sequins or low profile dots. Those are all really great. These are great. We have the Fresh Freesia. These are on last chance as well, last time I checked. So I hope they're still there, but they are. And I'm going to add a few of the white ones to my page here. So I'm going to add one here. And they're flat, completely flat. You just don't want to be adding so much bulk to your pages that they don't sit right in the album. Okay, so, and you can add them to the photos as well if you want to. I'm going to add 5 because they say odd numbers are good, and I feel like I want more than 3. Might add one to the middle of this starburst here, and maybe 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. It's done. And I'm actually really happy with how this turned out. I think it's a really cool picture of the boys, and I love that they're both there. If you wanted to add a date, like what Christmas this was, I'm a big fan of writing things around the edges, like on the vertical. So, for example, on this page, this one I showed you earlier, I've written Red Rock Canyon, November 25, going up next to my photo. Okay, I always think that adds something. It's a point of interest. So that's something you can do as well. So this is one of the pages we're doing tomorrow in my class. This is one of the other pages we're doing. So so if you're coming to class tomorrow and you're watching this, now you know what photos to pull out. Okay, so reds and greens for the Christmas page, and something with some, you can get away with a few different colors here, but something with oranges or I've got like terracotta, but also the greens, because it goes really nicely. We've got Mossy Meadow, but we've also got Pretty Peacock in here. So this has got, and I'm surprised at how well the Pretty Peacock looked. I wouldn't have thought there was any Pretty Peacock in these pieces, these photos, but it actually pulls out that color really nicely. So I'm so glad you like them, guys. Oh, Cyclone Tracy, oh my goodness, 1974, Lynn. What a Christmas that was. Wow. Yeah. I almost do need a speech bubble with Crumpet saying, did someone say Christmas tree? That would be awesome. All right, guys. Well, we are done for another Scrapbooking Spotlight video. I hope you enjoyed that. Was it fun? And I hope that I've encouraged you to give this a go. If you're not already scrapbooking, at the very least, start with a pack of Memories and More cards like these ones and add them to some of the 6x8 pocket pages and add your photos in. So we've got the Christmas one that's in the current mini catalogue, but we've also got other ones that are in the annual catalogue, some flowery florals and some beautiful different things that you can find in those. So check them out. If you've got photos you'd like to honor and put into albums, get them off your phone, get them off your computer, because they're no good to anybody there, right? All right, guys. Thank you so much. All right, you guys. Well, have a fantastic day. I'm scrapbooking all day tomorrow, but I will be back to see you all on Friday night with another sketch. So Thanks, everyone, and I will see you very soon. Don't forget to like this video, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, do that. And I'm also going to put my web page up on the screen, lookwhatimade.com.au, so you can head over there and subscribe to my newsletter and get those each week, and see all the other fun things I get up to. All right, everyone, have a great day. See you soon. Bye.